Hi guys, it's Ben Heath, and in this video I want to talk about a Google Ads recommendation that you've probably seen pop up in your ad account already, or you're likely to once your campaigns are up and running. And that's often to switch from a maximize clicks optimization to a maximize conversions or a maximize conversion value optimization within your Google Ad campaigns. And Google will often make that recommendation really fast, within a few days, a week or so after launching your campaign. Now, in a relatively new Google Ad account with fresh campaigns that are only, say, a week or two old, that's too early. Google doesn't have the data within your ad account yet to be able to optimize a campaign properly for conversions or conversion value, assuming, of course, that you haven't started with a massive budget and your target CPA is really low and you're just churning through conversions really quickly. They just don't have the data to be able to make those optimizations and know what they're doing. So that's led a lot of us in the industry to be thinking about, where is Google getting the information from? What are they using as the input to try and optimize these campaigns for, say, conversions, when there's just not that much data and proof around what a conversion is for them to go off? Well, what we think they're doing is they're using the Auction Insights report and the competitors you can find in your Auction Insights report. Now, if you're interested in this report a little bit more, I've got another video on that. I'll include a link in the video description so you can click through and check that out. But here, of course, you can see other businesses that are also competing with you on Google. So they're competing for the same keywords and things like that. Now, Google's probably using the data from these competitors' Google Ad campaigns to try and optimize your campaigns if you go for a maximize conversions option. But there's an issue with that. Not all these competitors are going to be sort of true competitors. There may be many scenarios where, let's say, you have a one product business, your whole business is based around one product or a variation thereof, but you're competing against businesses that are much, much larger. And yes, they have big overlap with that one product, and that's why they show up in your Auctions Insights report, and that's why you're competing with them. But they also sell lots of other different types of products, maybe even services as well, that have different types of conversion actions. And the way those campaigns need to be optimized is going to be quite different from yours. You don't want their data being used to optimize your Google Ad campaigns. That's going to lead to them being optimized in a non-ideal way and could lead to worse results. Also, when your campaigns are relatively new, let's say a week old or so, and this recommendation pops up, your cost per conversion at that point is likely much higher than it will be if you've had more time to optimize the campaigns, doing all the sort of things I talk about on my videos, like, adding negative keywords and improving your ads and all that sort of stuff, right? If at that point you were to go with a maximize conversions or a maximize conversion value option, you're often locking in the results that you're getting. Let's say your cost per conversion is $35. If at that point you switch from, say, a maximize clicks option to a maximize conversion option, well, are you then just sort of accepting the $35? You're basically telling Google $35 is a great cost per conversion. Google thinks, great, if we can generate conversions for $35 each, this advertiser's happy, we're doing our job, we can crack on, everyone's happy. That's not necessarily the case, because if you can work on this campaign for a period of weeks, maybe even a couple months, let's say, you might be able to bring that cost per conversion down to, say, $20. And if at that point you then switch to a maximize conversion or maximize conversion value option, then you are sort of saying to Google, this is the new baseline, this is what we've been able to achieve, this is what I want going forward, optimize my campaign accordingly. That could potentially be a really big deal if you're planning on running this campaign for months, maybe even years. Okay, so it's not like you never want to use maximize conversions or maximize conversion value. They certainly have their place and they can help improve your results. It's more of a timing issue. So I'm going to talk through exactly what you should be doing in a second. Before I do, just want to quickly mention our done for you Google Ads services. If you're interested in finding more, there is a link in the video description. Go ahead and click on that and you can progress to the next step, book a call, etc. So I would recommend that most Google advertisers start by maximizing for clicks, particularly in a relatively new ad account. Then you want to optimize your campaigns, doing all the things I've talked about, and get to the point where you reach a plateau in your results. So we gave the example before of the initial cost per conversion being $35. And let's say you've spent a good couple months, maybe longer, optimizing the campaign, doing the sorts of things that I talk about, and you've got that cost per conversion down to, say, $20, which is a massive improvement. That's fantastic. And no matter what you try at this point, you try and improve the results, you're not really improving that number any further. Once that's been the case for a little bit of time, that's when we would look to make the switch, because then you can effectively lock in those results and move to a maximized conversion or maximized conversion value, depending on the type of campaign you're running. It's important to note that you should not stop optimizing the campaigns. Just because you've then made that switch doesn't mean you can't further improve things. You can, and you should keep monitoring your search terms report and adding in negative keywords and testing new ads and all that sort of stuff. But that's typically when we see the best long-term processes. You go from that, maximize clicks initially, and then you move through. At that point, your campaigns are also going to have much more data. Google's going to have a much better idea of what a conversion looks like, who is likely to convert, all those various data points it needs to get you the best possible results. So hopefully that Google Ads tip has been helpful. If it is, please go ahead and subscribe. I'd also recommend that you check out this video where I walk through the decision-making process around when you should and shouldn't pause Google Ad keywords. It's something that I get a lot of questions about. A lot of Google advertisers are unsure about this, and it can make a big difference to your results. I'd go ahead and check it out.